Greetings and welcome to my channel. My name is Sorcerer Tal. You can also find me on Facebook in the Sorcerers Guild. Today on Magical Theory we will be discussing ghosts. A ghost, specifically, is a being that was once alive. Ghosts fall into two categories. The first one being recordings, such as the Ka spirit, or else sometimes smaller recordings of the memories of a place itself. Somewhere where something happened so significant to that person that they thought about it so much that it caused a flow of information or a line of energy to be associated with that place. And after they die, it can cause recordings to be played there. This can also happen with something that has happened so many times, such as the person walking up and down a stairs. It happened so many times that after they died, the place itself still remembers the sound of them walking up and down the steps. So you hear people walking up and down the steps. Sometimes this will be people's laughter in old hotels, things like this. These are very basic recordings. These can get more complex, especially if there's some unfinished business or stressing situation that the person was thinking about when they died. This type of thing can cause a Ka to be awoken because the brain was thinking about it at the moment of death so intensely that the energy from those thoughts will actually awaken the Ka spirit after death, and then that spirit will go out and attempt to take care of that situation or interact with it in some way. Now, what the Ka spirit is it's a recording itself that's associated in the body. It is a residual recording created by the higher self existing within the body while it was alive. And this recording, as I said, can be inflated by life force energy, such as the brain still focusing on an issue so hard that it is still pumping energy into the idea after the body has died. And this will awaken the Ka and cause it to do such things. Now, the other category that I mentioned is when the higher self is actually becomes confused and doesn't realize how to pass on, or else if one chooses to remain here. And what happens there, if they are to be successful at this, is that the higher self must then merge with the Ka after death and use the higher self energy itself to reawaken the Ka as the brain energy would. Now, when this happens, the being will be restricted to certain anchor points that it has created in its life. These would be places where it has been often, places where significant things happened, anywhere where there is a lot of residual reference to them within their life. These are places that it will be easy for this being to appear or manifest, and it may be able to travel between these points. There are other places that these beings can go as well over time if they are in this state for a long time. But if one wants to remove one of these beings, what you need to do is find these anchor points. The main body, of course, will always be one because that's where the Ka is centered. And that is why when people attempt to kill vampires or such things in the old days, they would dig up the body and burn it. They actually were destroying one of the anchor points by doing that. And these anchor points can be places, they can even be things, objects such as rings, glasses, anything like that that is associated with the person and holds a large amount of that energy. Okay, that will be it for our discussion today. Thank you once again for joining us. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take the opportunity to do so now. Bright blessings and an interesting fate. This has been Sorcerer Tal.